Hi, my name is Lars Jørgensen and I'm product manager at DALI. Today I'm going to talk a bit about three of our speaker series. I'm going to be talking about the Sensor series, the Opticon and the Rubicon. What I have here today is the Sensor 5, the Opticon 6 and the Rubicon 6. I'm going to be talking a bit about the differences between the three speakers and some of the technology that is inside the speakers. The Sensor series is DALI's entry series, but is in no way entry type sound. It's the first step into hi-fi at a very affordable price. The Sensor speaker has all of the DALI qualities built into it. We are using our soft dome tweeter module, we are using our wood fiber membranes, and we are really emphasizing all of the low loss technologies that is very important to us in the way we build speakers. The reason why we're using a soft dome tweeter is because of the integration with the mid-range woofer. At DALI, mid-range is very important. This is where all of the details in most music is actually placed. And of course, having a good high frequency response and a good bass is also important, but getting the mid-range right is where it's really difficult. The soft dome tweeter helps doing this. The wood fiber membrane that we use in our woofers is made this way because of the characteristic it has. It's very rigid, it's extremely light, and it's very, very fast. Again, what it does is it brings out the details in the music and gives you a better soundstage and a more pleasant audio experience. At DALI, we think low loss. It's very important for us to maximize the details in the audio signals all the way through from the crossover to the drivers, so the listener get the best possible audio experience. Low loss is not just technology, it's also a way of thinking, trying to minimize every part's impact on the audio signal. So designing a simple crossover, designing drivers to use natural roll-off, and designing a cabinet as low as resonance as possible. So low loss is very important for DALI, not just in the Sensor speakers, but in every single model we do. The Opticon series is DALI's performance series. This is where we get into real hi-fi. Every part in the Opticon series is manufactured by DALI, and the entire speaker is assembled at DALI in Nørager. The Opticon series is the first of our series to introduce SMC materials into our woofers. SMC is a magnetic compound that is shaped into whatever part we need it to be. In this case, we're using it as a pole piece in the woofer. SMC does have a lot of good effects on the way a speaker works. One of the things that it does, it eliminates what's called eddy currents. Eddy currents is a small electrical current that is formed on the pole piece when the voice coil is moving forth and back when the music is playing. It adds resistance, and resistance equals distortion. Eddy currents also generate heat, and again, that is cause for distortion. And distortion is something that we really want to eliminate in our speakers. The reason why SMC does this is because it's very magnetic and does not conduct electricity very well. The overall result of all this is a dramatical lowering of distortion, causing less coloration and therefore a more natural and more precise sound. Going from the Sensor to the Opticon, one of the things you notice is the hybrid tweeter module, which is kind of unique for DALI, which combines the soft dome and a ribbon tweeter. The reason why we do this is because the ribbon tweeter is a master of dispersion. Every DALI speaker is built for white dispersion, so the ribbon helps the soft dome disperse the very, very high frequencies. What we heard so far is that the Sensor series is the perfect starting point for any hi-fi lover at a very affordable price. The Opticon takes this up a bit. It introduces SMC technology. It's a speaker built in Denmark, and you get a more detailed and more relaxed sound from the Opticon. And this brings us to the next speaker, the Rubicon. Now, the Rubicon is DALI's gateway into true high-end hi-fi. It has a refined version of almost every part of the Opticon speaker, and it brings the detailing and the audio performance to a whole new level. It has SMC, of course, but we're using it in a slightly different way, which I will get back to. And also the materials that it's built from, both from the cabinet to the membranes of the tweeter module and the woofer, is of a different quality. The Rubicon series actually has a lot of the DNA from DALI's top series, the Epicon series. To put this into numbers, If you buy a Rubicon, what you get is about 70% of the performance of the Epicon, but about 40% of the price. So this is true value for money. The soft dome tweeter on the Rubicon is made from the same membrane material as used on the Epicons. The difference between the two is the magnet motor system behind, which is a little less sophisticated on the Rubicon. The woofers are manufactured in Denmark by the same people who assemble our Epicon woofers. So these are people with high experience in putting together a really high quality woofer. Rubicon also, of course, uses SMC, but we're using it in a slightly different way than we do on the Opticon speaker. The way we use SMC in the Rubicons are still as the pole piece, but we have added a copper cap around this SMC pole piece, and we have added small slits in the copper cap to focus the effect of SMC on the voice coil. The reason for this is that the magnetic field around the voice coil is a lot more even when you combine the SMC material with the copper cap. Another effect of the combination of SMC and a copper cap is a very linear impedance effect on the voice coil at its maximum excursions. This linearity causes the amplifier to look into a very predictable environment. This keeps the strain on the amplifier as low as possible, giving the amplifier the possibility to render more detail into the audio signal and having the Rubicon convert this into audible sound, a perfect soundstage, and a very high quality audio experience. Now I walked you through the differences between the sensor, the Opticon, and the Rubicon speakers. Now what's left for you is to experience these speakers at your local Hi-Fi Club. Thank you very much for listening.